What are your lawyers telling you right now? Are they suggesting this is a good idea for you to be speaking?
No, they're very much not. I mean, you know, the classic advice, right? Don't say anything. You know, recede into a hole. And it's not who I am. I mean, it's not who I want to be. I don't have. I think I have a duty to talk to people. I have a duty to explain what happened, and I think I have a duty to do everything I can to try and do what's right. If there is anything I can do to try and help customers out here, and I don't see what good is accomplished by me just sitting locked, you know, in a room pretending the outside world doesn't exist.
Do you think you could come to the United States or go elsewhere?
To my knowledge, I could.
How concerned are you about criminal liability at this point?
So I don't think that. I mean, obviously, I don't personally think that I have. You know, but I think the real answer is that's not. It sounds weird to say, but I think the real answer is that's not what I'm focusing on.
Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and Sam Bankman-Fried, well, he really did show up virtually at the New York Times Dealbook Summit. For over an hour, he had many questions, including a letter from someone who lost $2 million, their life savings. Andrew Sorkin let him explain, and Sam claims there was no fraud intended. The long and the short, in his view, is that the leverage positions were too high, and when he was asked about the commingling of funds, he said he didn't knowingly commingle. But Carolyn Ellison said that Sam, she, and Gary were well aware. You also heard when he was asked if he was concerned about criminal liability, he begins to say he doesn't believe so. And Attorney John Deaton was on Fox today and makes a big clarification. This is only going to be a Lehman-like situation if no one goes to jail. Have a listen.
As far as Janet Yellen, she says that this is a Lehman-like situation for crypto. Charles, the only reason or way that it'll be like Lehman if no one goes to jail. That's the only way. This is not a Lehman moment in crypto. This is a Bernie Madoff moment in crypto. This is a Theranos moment in crypto. That's what this is. So let's make the right comparisons. Right.
In this video, we're going to hear from Jerome Powell and what he said that sent the markets in the green, and also someone who has scrubbed their LinkedIn profile with any association with Ripple. And XDC, another step in the right direction, and Attorney James Filan chiming in with some personal thoughts, some critical thinking on the Hinman emails. All right, everybody, come on, let's go. The S&P 500 soared more than 3%, and cryptocurrency reacted positively as well, soon after Powell said the Fed could scale back its pace of increases as soon as December. Listen for the word here, moderation.
Returning to monetary policy, my FOMC colleagues and I are strongly committed to restoring price stability. After our November meeting, we noted that we anticipated that ongoing rate increases will be appropriate in order to attain a policy stance that is sufficiently restrictive to move inflation down to 2% over time. Monetary policy affects the economy and inflation with uncertain lags, and the full effects of our rapid tightening so far are yet to be felt. Thus, it makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting. Given our progress in tightening policy, the timing of that moderation is far less significant than the questions of how much further we will need to raise rates to control inflation and the length of time it will be necessary to hold policy at a restrictive level.
I think many of you heard that Coinbase announced that its wallet will stop supporting Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, XLM, and XRP, citing low usage. I want to share with you what I thought when I saw this announcement. This requires a little bit of a backstory. So in January 2021, Mr. Yoshitaka Kitao stepped down from his board position with Ripple. He was replaced by Adam Trademan, who was at that time the CEO and co-founder of the BRD wallet and also the SBI Ripple Asia CEO. So he was put on the Ripple board. And also remember that SBI put $15 million into the BRD wallet back in 2019. This BRD crypto wallet and the team were acquired by Coinbase. As you can see from Adam Trademan's LinkedIn page, he is now a director at Coinbase. He is there full-time, and he also says he's still the CEO of BRD presently. Nowhere, anywhere, does it have any association with his board position at Ripple, nor does it say he served as the CEO of SBI Ripple Asia. Now, I have to ask you, do you think that it is honest to just scrub positions like that from your LinkedIn page? I think it's very dishonest. Now, I can tell you, he never was an XRP fan, but the fact that you can actually, with good conscience, remove that work history from your LinkedIn, it's beyond me. XRPL Labs, who is behind the Xumm wallet, their tweet sums it up. Sorry, Coinbase, but not sorry. And that's because everyone is using Xumm. It's more secure, no telemetry, better support, the ecosystem interaction, and feature complete. XRP holders, they welcome you. The amount of XRP holders using the Xumm wallet has soared. Boy, are we lucky. And yes, I do recommend the Xumm wallet. No, I am not a paid sponsor. In fact, I don't even think it would be within the ethos of Xumm to even pay a sponsor. In fact, I can pretty much bet my life on that. But I can tell you that I've used Xumm from the beginning, and this self-custody wallet is the best for XRP. Earlier this morning, my time, attorney James Filan put some thoughts down regarding the Hinman documents, the summary judgment motions, and the outstanding sealing issues. And rather than typing it out in a long thread, he decided to put it in the attached document. I really like this format for reading, and it sparked a broader anticipation of what we might find with some of his critical thinking. I really appreciate him doing this. So you can go to the Twitter feed and read it in its entirety. But in a nutshell, he doesn't think we're going to see any Hinman documents in the up-and-coming replies. Most likely, they'll be redacted. But there's still three big issues that are outstanding. First, the summary judgment motions. And then secondly, the expert challenges. And then finally, the sealing issues regarding expert reports. Now, Jim thinks that we should not expect separate rulings, but Judge Torres will probably rule on the motions for the summary judgment and then add the latter into one big written rule. So I'm thinking this is good to know because it gives us more of an anticipation of what to expect. I'm going to let John McBee take you out in this video. He is the person in the XDC community that has really quite an important position. He's part of the team that does a lot of the integrations for the XDC network. And he's talking in this particular clip about the importance of decentralization. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye. XDC update I have with me today, John McBee. John, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. We're a couple of different hats for the XDC network, one of the founders of the new XDC Community Initiative, and that's really focused on enabling the decentralized group of developers to come and build successfully on our network and putting the different things in place that they need to be successful. I'm also head of technical integrations at the XDC Foundation, and so help with project management there as we build different products out.
Because you recently wrote an article on Medium, and it talks about the IXP-1 proposals. And it's really getting XDC network towards another step towards decentralization.
So decentralization is extremely important for all of blockchain. Every single network should have an eye towards decentralization, because without efforts to drive decentralization, adoption from industry is very hard to come by. And so one of the ways that we can drive towards decentralization is what I call programmatic decentralization. And what I mean by that is decentralize who makes decisions or builds features or fixes issues with the core code base for the network. We've introduced the XIP process, and XIP stands for XDC Network Improvement Proposal. We basically forked the EIP process, which is Ethereum's improvement proposal, and they forked Bitcoins, and Bitcoin forked Pythons. And so this is well established. It's a well-established way for people, core developers, to come and work on the network together, make decisions together in the best interest of the network. And we released XIP1 back in August, and XIP1 is really just a proposal that outlines what the XIP process is and how to come and be a part of that process. And we pushed that through. We got our first meeting together of core developers on the network, and we had a vote. We talked through it, and we adopted it, and that was a really big deal.